Hey guys, Galden here. Welcome back to my channel. You might have been wondering what my next game is going to be. Well, now you can see it's Legends of Grimrock. It's a first-person perspective, single-player dungeon crawler. We'll just get these cutscenes out of the way, then we'll jump straight in. Alright, here we are. This is the viewpoint you'll have throughout the game. There's puzzles to be solved and mobs to be killed. I've no idea what to expect here, so I'll just save a few of these torches to light the way. I've played the likes of Dungeon Master and Chaos Strikes Back on the Atari ST. So I've got some preconceptions of what to expect from the game, but we'll just jump straight in here and see what happens. I've got two fighters on the front row, one human and one minotaur, plus two insectoid casters on the back row. There's a few simple puzzles to solve like that, just putting rocks onto platforms and so on. But I've heard later on, some of these puzzles do get quite difficult. Just save that key for later. I'm on the lookout for some hidden switches in the walls. There are a lot of secrets in the game, usually activated by small levers that you can't actually see unless you really look for them. Yeah, the interface is quite simple. You drag the items onto where you want to use them and that kind of thing. It's quite intuitive. A little secret switch there. A little bit worried about my minotaur. He doesn't have any weapons at the moment, but given a minotaur, I imagine he's going to be quite strong with his fists. Playing the game in the dark is no fun, so I think it's useful to save all these torches. Aha! The first mob of the game. You just right click on the weapon there on your inventory and you'll attack with it. It's good to avoid damage by stepping away, but I think in this case, with it just being one snail, we can stand still a little bit and trade blow for blow. A few bits of gear, a bit of defence. Ah, at last a weapon for the minotaur, that's good. And another torch. I recall in Dungeon Master having to cast spells to light the way, once the torches run out. I'm wondering if there'll be a light spell in this game as well. It's best to open these fights at range and then step back a little bit and try and evade some damage. Oh, there's two of them, damn. I think attacking from the side and behind does cause more damage, and at least they can't attack back until they spin round. I think I'll just take this guy one-on-one, face to face. Just die. And these bits to leave on the floor are actually food that you can eat later on. As you move through the dungeon, you will effectively lose food energy, and you have to recuperate by eating food. So if you dawdle solving the puzzles for too long, your guys can actually starve to death. So you do have to think pretty fast. There is an auto map available if you ever get lost, but the first level so far has been quite linear. What's that? A baked maggot? Jeez, the Minotaur can eat that. Once my characters level up and actually get some interesting abilities, I'll go into my characters a little bit as to what skills they have and that kind of thing. At the moment they're all quite low level noob characters, so we'll just skip over them for now. Simple pit puzzle here, just throw a rock onto the platform, the pit closes, and I get the key. Now I'll need to put something where I'm standing to keep the pit closed, so I think I'll put that crappy bit of food that I found before onto the pad and then step over the pit. That way I get to keep my stone for combat. Ooh, what's that? I guess I've got to find 2 gems to put into the eye sockets. One thing you want to avoid in the game is getting cornered in combat and not being able to escape. The good thing about being behind these doors is you can pull that chain to close it again, so you can always stop for a rest between fights. Just bombard the guy here with rocks and knives. Boom. You'll notice my spellcasters in the back row aren't actually casting any spells. During the game you'll apparently find scrolls which will tell you how to cast the spells. There's a rune system where you select a certain combination of runes and various spells will be generated. But as I don't have any scrolls, all the casters can do is just stand there for now. And there is a sleep mechanic in the game which allows you to regain health. Useful when you're quite safe behind a front door. Man, another one. That's good XP, I suppose. Your characters do level up, and you get various points to spend in different attributes and so on. Different weapon specialisations or armour specialisations, that kind of thing. the way the enemies rock back when you hit them. Maybe you can time it in such a way just before the attack to actually disrupt their attacks. I'll have to try timing that. Right, let's see what I've won in this room. I think there were, what, 4 of those guys? Should be something good. Not sure if that's food or not, looks like it. Just looking for some secret switches on the walls. An old habit from playing Dungeon Master. Oh, that'll be the lever for this door. That's good. Aha! Another secret switch. Ah. What have I found? Looks like a dagger and some food. I was kind of hoping I'd find some swords and axes by now, given I've chosen sword and axe specialisations for my 2 fighters. Which knife is best here? Attack power 5, attack power 7. Yep, that'll do. Get rid of the rubbish one. Well, maybe keep it for now. Although I'm not sure a Minotaur armed with a knife is any more dangerous than a Minotaur with his bare fists. Wouldn't fancy facing him either way. So that's half the puzzle solved. Suppose I've got to close the pit first. Just need to be a bit careful here. I'll keep those behind the door for a bit and explore. Won't do any harm. These snails are quite slow, so they're quite a good first level enemy to kill. And more food. What's that? Scroll of Fireburst. So we need fire magic at level 2 to cast that spell. I'll have to make sure I put points into fire when I level up. Right, back to killing those snails. The combat system is quite nice, it's not too hectic. You just right click on the weapon to use it and just move back and forth with the W and S keys. Nothing too strenuous. That Minotaur takes a lot of damage. I think maybe he's not dodging any attacks, so almost everything that goes to him gets a hit. Whereas my human fighter, I've got a few points in evasion, so I think he's dodging some more attacks. I think later in the game, armor's going to be more useful than dodge, I think. Oops. Looks like I'm trapped here or something. I might need to weigh the pad down again. And then press the button, maybe. I want that stone back though, let's grab it quick. That seemed to work. Now I can shove the gem in the eye socket to finish that puzzle. Hey. Wow! Jesus. Run. Good. Oh, he attacks quite fast. And again, the Minotaur's taking a lot of damage. Hopefully he'll actually drop that shield when he's dead and my Minotaur can pick it up. That should be quite a big help. Hey, at last. Let's get that shield. I think I can use spears in the back row. But I think I'll give the spear to the Minotaur actually and have my back row guys just throw things for now. Another torch, add that to the collection. Not sure what I'm supposed to do there. Ah, so it's a puzzle. I've got to open the door. Great. There's a switch. That should do it. There's another one. That'll do. What have I found? A wand. Well, I'll give that to one of these magic guys. Okay. I'll give that to him and have the other guy throw his stones. That should do. Although I prefer to actually have some spells to cast. Hopefully I'll level up soon. What is that? Touch to regain health and restore life. Okay, that's good. Kinda like a resurrection stone. There's the stairs to the next level. And a poison cloud scroll. And again, earth magic level 3, so I'll have to wait till I level up to use that. Well, that's the end of the first level, guys, so I think I'll quit the video there. I hope you enjoyed the first level of the game, and I'll be back soon with part 2, which will feature the second level and whatever that can throw at me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.